Welcome to the Militia gaming community. I'm Trigger, and we got a little bit of news in the last couple of days about Need for Speed 2022, but it's not really looking that great. Let's go. Before I get into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I know you could be watching anything else on YouTube, but you're here watching this with me. And as a token of my thanks, I invite you to join our Discord. We've got over 10,000 members, and there's a link in the description down below. And lastly, I do have a second channel in which I'm building a 2004 Acura RSX Type S in real life. So if you want to watch that, or if you're into car builds, you can follow my vlog there. There's a link again in the description. All right, over the past couple of days, you may have noticed a few videos from other Need for Speed creators talking about Codemasters being brought on as a support studio for the next Need for Speed game. Remember, Criterion is the one that's developing it now. If you haven't heard this news, here's a quick breakdown of what's going on. Tom Henderson, who is well known for his gaming industry connections, made a Twitter post claiming that Codemasters Cheshire will be supporting the development of the next Need for Speed game. Now, usually I don't like to comment on or promote rumors, but Tom's track record has been amazing as he has connections with employees who work at various game studios. He has access to certain inside information, and I believe he's correct in this case. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to assume that it's true so we can go down the rabbit hole together and talk about what this means for the next Need for Speed title. Well, if you've watched those other creators, you might think that this is a positive thing. You might think that this will mean more support post-launch, or an early release, or a better game. And those things could be true. However, if you think about the whole scenario, this looks really bad. Trust me, I stand to benefit from a good Need for Speed game with post-launch support. If the game is good, that means more opportunity for content for the channel, and more content equals more ad revenue, not to mention the enjoyment I'll get from playing the game. I want the game to be good, however, I just don't think that's going to be the case. Let's think big picture. I think the COVID crisis has impacted game development harder than any companies want to admit, especially EA. We all know EA is concerned with one thing, and that's profit. It would be bad for their shareholders if they admitted just how far behind their game studios were. So we don't really get the full truth. We usually just see the movement, like they did when they pulled Criterion away from Need for Speed to help finish Battlefield. And that game was still a disaster. And now they're pulling Codemasters away from whatever project they were on to help finish Need for Speed. Do you know why EA does this? It's because they've made a promise to their shareholders that profits would be at a certain level, and Need for Speed releasing this year is part of that formula. They need to release Need for Speed early in Q4 because they need the sales to support their claims to their shareholders. This move isn't about supporting a franchise that desperately needs it. It's not about polishing the game so that it launches cleanly. It's about money. This is terrible news for Need for Speed. From my point of view, this means that Need for Speed is even farther behind than I originally thought, and Criterion needs the help of another studio to make the game playable by September or October, which is the window EA has planned to release it in. I'm so disappointed by this news because I really want the game to be good. I'm so ready for another Need for Speed title, but as things are unfolding, I'm starting to temper my excitement because things aren't looking good at this point. That being said, I really hope that I'm wrong here. I hope this move was to give players what they so desperately want. A Need for Speed game that runs smoothly, has ample content, and for the first time in years, comes with true post-launch support. This would be amazing news if I was wrong, and I really hope that's the case, but EA really doesn't usually pour more dollars into a project. In fact, they're trying to always remove dollars so that they can increase profitability, and with a franchise like Need for Speed, which is pretty much sells itself, it's hard to justify putting more resources into that project when they don't really need to, as long as the game is somewhat playable. They know players are going to buy this game no matter what because they really love the franchise. So in this case, They're not simply adding resources to the project to make a better game. They don't really care about the quality of the game. They just want profitability. And it looks to me like the game's in trouble. Otherwise, they wouldn't even consider having a second studio work on the game. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a short and sweet video, but there's your update. We're getting a release window of September or October, and we've got 2 studios working on the project to make sure it's ready to go by then. Unfortunately, I just don't think it will be, and they're probably going to release it anyway. Alright, shout out to the Militia subs. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.